Hi, my name is Jacob Dickman. I'm playing up in Darwin here at the moment. I play for Darwin Cricket Club. So before I go out to bat, my mental state is runs. That's all I'm trying to think about. I'm trying to have a real positive mindset before I go out to bat. I try and plan my innings before I even face my first ball. I feel that going out there with a positive mindset really enhances your game and you don't think about getting out. All you think about is getting runs, and that's the way I go out to bat. I'll start with white ball first. White ball, you still got to find a way to score. That is the aim of the game. If we're 2 for nothing, I'm still looking to hit the bad ball for 4 or 6. I'm still trying to be really positive, and I think that's the best way that I can counter-attack an opposition team. With red ball, it's very different. You try and see the first few balls out. You try and just bat for as long as you can, still to have that positive mindset. You're quite reserved in the way you play in red ball, depending on situation of game, conditions. It all depends on how you play. So when the Shield players and the big players come back to play grade cricket, it's a good contest. You really find out where you're at and where you stand. I believe that you still got to find a way to score against the good bowlers because that's what it's going to be like at the top level. You're not going to get a break between bowlers. You're not going to have an easier bowler to face. So you still got to find a way to score against the best bowlers. And it also depends, again, on the situation of the game, whether you can play more shots if the scoreboard allows you to, or if you have to reserve and pick off 1s and 2s instead of hitting the big 4s and 6s. So it's all very different depending on game situation. But at the end of the day, you still got to find a way to score against the best. So the way I deal with nervous energy, I actually have a little notebook that I try and have a few things written down just to try and keep it really simple. Again, and try and just focus on making runs because that's the aim of the game. At the end of the day, it shouldn't matter about who's bowling it or who's in the field. The only thing you should be focusing on is the ball and hitting it for runs. So I think once you strip it back and as you think about just about the ball, just about hitting the ball, I think you go a long way from becoming a better player mentally as well. I think the most important thing for being prepared on the game day is being prepared 3 days before you get to the ground. I think that's massive. If you're just starting to prepare on the day of the game, then you've already lost. So I think it's the 3 days before where you're getting good night's sleep, you're eating right. So when I would get to the ground, I'd get there half an hour before we're meant to be there as a team, set up, get my clothes on the hook, sit there, listen to music, have a coffee, try and bring a real relaxed approach, but also a switched on approach. Personally, I think everyone plays their best when they are relaxed and are in a relaxed mindset and enjoyable mindset. So I try and enjoy it as much as I can. I get to my gear, take it out to the ground, leave nothing behind so I'm not disrupting the whole team. It's a funny story. I had a conversation with Mark Colkin, actually, and I said to him, look, I'm making 30s, I'm feeling really good, but I'm getting so angry. He's like, mate, you're just getting out of bed, was the expression he used. So I started thinking of it like that. He said, think of his innings as a day. So you get out of bed, you're 20, your first 20 balls, you just get into it, and then you got the whole day ahead of you. You don't want to waste it. You don't want to sit there and throw away a good 20 or 30. No one talks about it. No one talks about a good 20 or 30. No, if you think people in Darwin talk about the 20 or 30, they don't. I'll be honest, I used to have that mindset. I used to think, oh, I had a good 30, it's okay. Then I started to play against better players and saw better players and saw what they did. They didn't settle for 30, they settled for 130. And then they kept going to 230. So I think it's just about how much you want it personally as a player. If you're happy with 30, then I don't know if that's a very good mindset to have. You always want to be striving for better. I'm still not happy when I get 100. I want to get more. I want to get 100 more. So I'm never, ever fully satisfied with a big score because at the end of the day, if you make a big score and you don't win the team for your game, it doesn't mean anything. If you have a winning score in a winning team, then it means something. Constructing an innings is massive, but you also got to finish the innings. You got to bat for a day. You got to bat for 2 days. Mindset on running between wickets. My mate Will Anstey is very good at this. He's had a few times where he's burnt me, but that's all right. So my mindset is to be really aggressive with my running. Loud calls is massive. Really simple, loud calls. I'm backing up a long way. And if you get run out from the non-strikers, then, well, that's cricket, unfortunately. But you always got to be prepared to run and take the quick single. I bet that the other person at the other end, when you're on strike, is trying to do the same thing. So it's all about just running hard for your team. You never turn blind. You always turn to where the ball is facing. This is one of my pet hates personally. But you got to be in and out quick of the crease. I think that's massive, where you can steal your runs. You got to get low and get in and out of the crease really fast. So I think that's a massive advantage over the other team. Again, running between your wickets also comes from mindset. It doesn't come from physical ability. So if you're thinking positively about runs and running hard, you will run fast and run better. If you have a lazy mindset, you won't run as well, and you'll be lazy in and out of the crease, and you'll probably get run out. Again, it comes back to mindset. In bigger games, we have footage, and we already know the players that we're going up against. So we know usually who the best fielders are, the ones that we can take on, and the ones that we probably shouldn't. But again, when you get to a higher level, all the fielders they're good fielders. So it's just all about being committed. If you run someone out, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. It does happen in cricket. If you go out to bat and you're opening, it's a lot more analysis, I feel. But if you're in the sheds and you're coming into bat, you can kind of look at the field, assess in your own game, and make your own decisions about, okay, I'm going to take that bloke on, or I'm not going to take that bloke on. So it's all dependent on how you feel and how you are mentally. So how I play spin is I try and be extremely aggressive from ball one. If I see the ball above my eyes, it's going straight back over the bowler's head. That's my mentality, because I know that if I'm on top and the first ball I hit is 6 or 4 over his head, he's not going to pitch one up again, so it will be short. So that's my mindset, is quite aggressive. I think for me, that's the best way to play spin. Also, I look at the field. If they're bowling to the one side of the field, so if the offside, they have 3 blokes out, I know they're going to be wide. So I try and manipulate it by sweeping, a reverse sweep, a conventional sweep, or moving around my crease. Not much. I don't want to overdo it, because then you overcomplicate it and you don't stick to your guns and you don't want to go away from your game. Yeah, my mindset is to really target the spinners and go big when I can. In the game of cricket, there are risks and you have to take them, but it's all about taking the risks that are in your game, that you know you can hit well and hit the areas that you want well. So, for example, if there's a backward point, just one person there, and a bowler's bowling off stump just outside, I will try and back myself to hit the ball for 4 past it with a reverse sweep. It then gets the other team thinking about changing the field. And then usually they'll bring someone across from the leg side, and that's when I'll conventional sweep. So it's just all about calculated risks, knowing your shots, knowing your zones, and knowing and backing yourself that you've done the work all before. So it should just become muscle memory. Mindset when I'm leaving the crease against spinners is, again, dependent on the field. So if the offside field has players up, then I'll give myself room and go to that middle and leg line while I'm leaving the crease and try and hit it over cover and mid-off. Again, if it's different on the other side, I would probably move across and go to the offside, leaving the crease, and try and put it over mid-wicket. So again, it all depends on match situation, field placings, and again, trying to manipulate the field as best you can. But yeah, I'm always trying to probably hit the sweepers straight, and that's my 1. And if they're up, I'm usually going over. So that's hopefully 4 or 6 if I get it. But yeah, that's my mindset leaving the crease. My guard to spin never really changes, I feel. I've never really thought about it or done that, if I'm honest. I usually just bat on middle and then use my feet to give myself access to the ball. I feel I've got good footwork to spin. I try and get as deep as I can in the crease if I need to go back, or get out as forward as I can to the pitch of the ball. So my guard doesn't really change. I feel it's based on my footwork and how much I can get access to the ball with my feet. Failure in cricket, it hurts, it does, but it's about bouncing back. It's about moving on and knowing what you did wrong. For me, I used to be a player that used to get really angry. I'll be honest, I used to cry when I used to get out when I was 10, 11 years old, and I didn't know any better. But now it's a lot about what can I do better, how can I go about it next time. And it's also if the ball was there and it was my shot to hit and I just missed it, well, I just missed it. So it's all about how you get out and when you get out and the situation of the game. It's all dependent. Obviously, I'm never happy with getting out, But I think it's important to remember that is cricket, and you're here to have fun. And if you didn't have fun, well, that happens. When you do get dropped, for example, you do get out and you have a bad patch, it will turn. I remember getting dropped after the first Futures game, and I was pretty upset, pretty down. But again, it's just about going to training the very next day and keep going and showing that you want it. Sometimes you will get dropped when you least expect it, and you'll also get picked when you least expect it. So it's just all about being ready. There'd be something every day to get my game better, whether it be playing golf and just enjoying it. That is part of getting my game better. That is relaxing and taking a break from cricket, because it can become quite stressful. But yeah, it's about doing something to get better every day. You look at the best players, all they think about is getting better every day. So whether it be nutrition-wise, physically, mentally, there's something every day that you can do to become better. For me, right now, it's probably my physical and mental game, part of my games. I feel my skills are okay, but I need to work on my mental game and my physical game. So that comes with nutrition, running, gym, and doing all those little things to give myself the best chance of playing at the top level. And that's what it is. It's all about this time you spend is you're giving yourself the best chance to play at your best. What I want out of grade season this year is a good solid game mentally. I want to be able to look back on the next season and say, I gave it everything. My mental game was there. My physical game has improved my game. I think it's all linked together. Once I get certain parts of my game together and good, I think I will go well. So it's just about having the confidence in yourself, believing that you've done the work, knowing that you've done the work. And it's just about, at the end of the day, seeing the ball and hitting the ball. So if I can do that and have a real clear mind, I think the success and selection, it will take care of itself.